Schedule release party is all right. There is a diehard. Yeah, he loves Texas Longhorn football, but the guy from Texas loves Washington Redskins football. I had Matthew McConaughey on my show last week. He talked about these amazing stories growing up, loving the Washington Redskins. You can check my YouTube page for that. But in the meantime, why don't you check on this conversation between the new head coach at DC and Steve Welch.
All right, you're looking at Washington's 2020 schedule. Of course, the big Thanksgiving game against their rival against the Cowboys, and then 3 straight road games against some quality teams. To discuss the schedule, let's bring in new head coach Ron Rivera. And Ron, the first thing I want to ask you about, you've got the Week 8 bye, but 4 of your 6 division games come before that bye week. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, it's kind of interesting because we open up with Philadelphia, the defending division champs. So to me, that first game will be a good measuring stick as to where we are, what we need to do to get better, what we need to do to be competitive. So I'm excited about the way we start the season.
Okay, so I talked about the Thanksgiving game against Dallas, okay, but that's always a huge game. So what about being part of that rivalry and understanding, also the emphasis of the Cowboys playing on Thanksgiving?
Well, the interesting thing about this, Steve, is I started at Andy Reid's original staff with the Eagles, so I got a pretty good feeling for what the East is all about. So I'm excited about that fact. When you play Dallas, it's such a big traditional game. You've got a captive audience because you're the only game on that day at that time slot. And so it's pretty cool for our guys to know they're going to have the national stage. So I'm excited to play that game, especially in Dallas.
Okay, but Ron, that is the first of 3 consecutive road games at Dallas, at Pittsburgh, at the 49ers. What about that gauntlet, kicking off with the Cowboys Thanksgiving night?
Well, it'll be against 3 really good opponents, obviously. But the nice thing is the Thursday game gives us a mini bye. So our guys will get an opportunity to rest up a little bit. Plus, Pittsburgh is not that long a trip. So even though they are 3 road games, having the mini bye in between a trip to Pittsburgh shouldn't be as taxing on our guys as I think people think it's going to be. And hopefully that's the way our players will approach it.
Okay, we look at Week 16. You're playing your old team, a team that you've built so many memories with, went to a Super Bowl with, the Carolina Panthers. I know you might not be thinking about it now, but what do you think it's going to be like when you get there, Ron?
Well, it's going to be a home game for us more so than anything else. It'll be so late in the season that the only people to be making a big deal about it, in my opinion, is going to be the media. If it had been one of the first 2 or 3 games, I could have appreciated that. But being where they put it, right around Christmas time, I'm not sure it's going to have that much of an impact or a meaning for me personally at that point.
Okay. All right. Well, so we're going to revisit that conversation when we get there in Week 16, Ron. Well, look, we really appreciate you taking the time. Best of luck to you the rest of the way. And again, thanks again.
I appreciate that, Steve. You guys be safe now.
And we want to thank everybody behind the scenes in the NFL who helped put together the NFL Draft-a-thon. And most importantly, everybody out there in the NFL family, and that includes you, who contributed $100 million in COVID relief efforts so far. I want to remind you that the fundraising at NFL.com/relief continues through this week. Again, the NFL Draft-a-thon was such an amazing event. Over $100 million in COVID relief efforts so far. So let's keep this going for everybody that is.
Here's the Vikings road ahead. If you're into looking at playoff teams from last year, Minnesota plays 4 of their first 5 against them. They start against the Packers and Aaron Rodgers at home, get the Titans at home, then the Texans and Seahawks on the road. Week 14, hello, Tampa Bay and Tom Brady. And then Drew Brees in New Orleans Week 16, a nice little rematch from the wild card round. So the Vikings receiving corps will look a little different this year. No Stephon Diggs, but they did draft Justin Jefferson, who will team up with Adam Thielen, and he joins us now with Deion Sanders.
This is one of my favorite receivers. Thielen. I got a Thielen. I love it, man. Hey, you are one of my guys, and I think you know it. I adore your coach. A receiver going out, a dog, but you got a new one coming in. Have you gotten the opportunity to talk to Jefferson?
I have. I've got to, have a few conversations with him. Done a few Skype deals with him, with Vikings Network and things like that. But I was able to watch a few of his games and obviously the national championship game and been able to watch some of his highlight film from after he got drafted and things like that. And I'm excited. I'm excited for him to get here to start working with him. Obviously, it's going to be a different room. Obviously, Diggs and I had a lot of years together and knew each other like the back of our hands. So it's definitely going to be different, but exciting at the same time.
Well, Stephon is a tremendous personality, a fashion guy. He comes with a huge package, and he can fly that ball. Have you sat down with or talked to Justin and say, look, now Stephon's gone, so it ain't no controversy. The ball comes to me first. Then you get everything after that.
No. You know me better than that. That's not how I roll. Really, just I'm excited. Honestly, to get in the same room with him. Obviously, when this is all over with, and get on the field and just try to help out where I can. And I really enjoy that part of the game, is teaching, coaching, helping guys understand the game a little bit better. And I was telling someone the other day, it's that stuff actually helps me. And when I'm talking, when I'm coaching, when I'm teaching, I'm actually really talking to myself. So I get better that way and excited again. We have a lot of young talent in that room, and it's just a really cool opportunity for me to be able to be there to help out.
Well, you got young talent. You got some faces that are no longer there. It seemed like you had a clean out, a publisher's clearinghouse. I mean, you cleared the house. And I hope you get the pieces of the puzzle that you could get back together, because you guys start out with the Green Bay Packers. And you know how those type of games are between you two.
Yeah, no doubt. It was exciting to see that we got that in week one because, as you said, it's always a great matchup. It doesn't matter what teams' records are, is how good the talent is on the teams. It's going to be a good matchup. So it's exciting to start the season off that way, and especially at home in our stadium. So obviously it'll be hyped up, and our fans will be ready to roll. So we got to prepare and get ready to go.
I don't need you to comment. You don't have to do anything because you've done your job thus far. I just need you to shake your head when I say this last statement. Minnesota Vikings personnel, pay Mike Zimmer. Pay this man. That's all I need you to do.
I think Coach Zim does the speaking for himself. So we'll see how this year goes. And I think, you said, we'll see what happens.
Hey. You're right. I love you, man. I appreciate you. Tell the family I said hi. You're a class act, and you could